Hello, hello. How are y'all doing today? Hopefully well. I'm doing all right. Looks like everything's up and running. I got a fully filled water bottle, a protein shake instead of eating lunch because I wasn't feeling anything today. Not the healthiest thing, but you know, I am usually a person that my body's very good at telling me what I need, and then I gain weight when I overdo it. But so today it's not really talking. I think it might be a little bit nerves, but it's mostly due to the fact that like this week, today as well, I learned an important lesson, as well as, you know, something that I learned about myself. We'll kind of get into it a little bit later, but it kind of goes to show that you never stop learning about yourself as far as certain tendencies, certain perspectives that you didn't consider before. But anyway, welcome to Sunday Chill Day with me, Idealist, or Healing Mantis Dodo. Until I get that VTuber model working, and then it'll be actually Idealist. And don't worry, when I make the model, it's literally the Dodo's gonna still be there. I can't do this without the Dodo. What else? Who else am I gonna make a plushie out of? Oh man. But yeah, today is, if you're new here, I'm not sure what the hell I'm even doing and why there's a calendar in the background. Sunday Chill Day is where we just kind of go over what we accomplished over the week, what we plan on doing it next week, and just get feedback from the community, from y'all. It's much more of a direct conversation between me and y'all. That because otherwise, like throughout the week, you know, I do game dev, I do games, and a lot of times the focus are on what we're doing versus what's actually happening in chat. And not that I say I ignore y'all, but you know, but today is the day where community's on the forefront. Y'all are on the forefront, and you know, you can have your voices heard. And I think that's really important, because if I'm going to grow this, if I'm going to grow this channel, if I'm going to grow my brand, who I am and how people view me, I want that kind of feedback between y'all. So yeah, that's why there's a schedule in the background. And then at the end, don't worry, it doesn't take the whole stream to go over it. At the end, depending how I'm feeling, we'll either be productive and work on a little bit of something that's like community focused, or we vibe, maybe do some drawing practice, or just play like a comfy game. My current comfy game is Planet Crafter. Now, one thing I will say, because the trailer for Satisfactory 1.0 did come out this week, I hope y'all know when that drops, everything's out the window. Everything is out the window. I'm going to be playing that game pretty much like at least 6 hours a day. at least most of my waking hours are going to be towards that game. Will I stream it? I don't see why not. Will it make much? It won't make much of a difference. Might as well. Yeah, it's like, who's that Dodo who just is obsessed with Satisfactory? Me. It's me. I'm that Dodo. Gosh, I just love that game. I think I have, hold on, let me check. How many hours do I have in Satisfactory? I have, which is actually like rookie numbers compared to the rest of y'all monsters. I have 768 hours, which is actually isn't that terrible. I think I actually still have more in Binding of Isaac now that I think about it. And yes, I do play Binding of Isaac. It's just been a long time. No, I have 600 Binding of Isaac hours. That was like my college, with the exception of League of Legends. Binding of Isaac was like the game during my college that I just absolutely loved. To the point, I loved it so much, I made a short fiction story about Isaac during my fiction class. It did not go well. In hindsight, I shouldn't have done that because I actually had a pretty good idea of what I wanted to write in the first place. I really did love that class though. I liked writing horror, and I wrote a short story about a weird, essentially like a boogeyman kind of thing, but the boogeyman ended up being real. And well, no shit, every horror any horror story about boogeyman, of course they end up being real. And then it's just that the parents couldn't see it but the child did. Very much like what was that story from, what was that series called? It was like Tales to Tell from When You're Scared of the Dark or something like that. It had the really creepy art on it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. There's no way you don't. There was one story in that was very similar where like the kid could see it but the parents couldn't. And then the kid ended up disappearing. And I got pretty good feedback from it. But the story that I was going to write was about a person writing, trying to figure out what, it was very meta. It was a story about a person trying to write a story, and then like all these really bad scary shit happens, and then it turns out that it wasn't real, and then like the signs still start appearing as soon as they start writing. And I ended up stop doing that and just do like a weird Binding of Isaac-esque horror story. It was alright. It was weird. They already probably thought I was really weird to begin with, but that probably definitely set the tone a little bit. Like, I don't want to read this guy's story. My favorite, actually, out of that class, there was one person, I still remember this story, where it was like a conversation. It was just a normal, basic kind of conversation, but you're starting to learn about these two characters and their backgrounds. And then at the end of the story, you find out that they're plants talking to each other, but you never got that impression. And I thought it was really good. Because you're just like, whoa, what? How did they do it? And that's one of the few things that books and stories that aren't like visual have an advantage over anything that's not visual, is that they can play tricks on you with that. They can play on your biases, that your assumptions of like what they look like, and then use that against you. Hold on, what's crawling on my wall? That's all right. It's just a little guy. It'll be good food for the spiders. I don't know if any of y'all have that kind of relationship with spiders in your apartment. I've definitely seen two different like schools of thought when it comes to spiders, right? Either A, kill on sight. It is kill on sight. You better not even see a leg poking out from anywhere, because they are dead. Completely dead. And then you have like, yeah, no, they're good. I'm definitely in the second category where it's like they're definitely useful as far as taking care of pests, and as long as they stick to their corners, as long as they stick to the walls, we're fine. They can't be in 3 places. They can't be where I sleep, they can't be where I eat, and then they can't be where I'm naked. If they are in any of those places, it's kill on sight. And the where I eat didn't used to be a thing. It didn't used to be a thing until one day I was just eating chicken tenders. I was just eating food, and I get see a movement on the side of my eye, and there is this big, just spiny looking, like huge spider just charging at me. I don't mean like scurrying and like, oh, you know, it's afraid. No, it was doing a war cry, holding up an axe and had a Viking beard. This thing was ready to go to Valhalla. And it was like, I am going to kill this person. And I'm just looking at this thing like, what? What is it doing? Why is it charging me while I'm eating? I don't understand. What do you get out of this? And I was like, all right, it's gotta die. And now there's a new rule. Spiders near where I eat are not a thing. I haven't really had much problems otherwise. But yeah. Kind of on a borderline insect news. I know I talked about my strawberries where I found out that they had a aphid problem. Do aphids fly? I've noticed like a lot of little bugs are like buzzing around it, and I was like, well, maybe it's I think they called it white flies or something like that. There's another pest that flies that I didn't think that was it, but maybe I was wrong. But anyway, they look pretty dead. They look pretty dead at this point. I'll give it maybe a few more days, but if they don't pop back in a few days, I'm just gonna take what's in the pots and I'm just gonna put it outside. Maybe I should just put it in the garbage. I might get in trouble if I just start putting a potential like strawberry plants out in front. But also, maybe not. I don't know. I'll think about it. Anyway, I'll get rid of them if they aren't able to bounce back, which is really unfortunate. But yeah. So, if we look at our schedule, what did we accomplish this week? Well, we were planning on playing the Elden Ring DLC. I ended up taking Tuesday off. I remember canceling one of the meetings. Hold on, let's see here. Not meetings. Why did I say meetings? My brain is in a work mode. And that's also another one of the reasons why I've kind of structured Sunday streams as I have. Because, like, what I'm running right now is a business. It's not making any money. But I'm planning on, like, running this similar to a business. This is a meeting. This is our weekly meeting with the community, the people who are supporting me, to get proper feedback. It is a structure, right? Yeah, I think it was Tuesday that we canceled it. Yeah. July 4th? No, July 4th was Thursday. No, we did still do Tuesday stream. It's just that it was Planet Crafter because I really wasn't feeling good. That's what it was. So no, we didn't do Elden Ring because I really wasn't feeling up to it. And I guess I can touch up on it now. I was just I started working on the Dredge Part 2 for the YouTube side of stuff. And because the shorts had kind of run out and we were like pretty much done with that. So it was now time that now that the shorts ran out to make it again. And I worked on it for a little bit and then I kind of hit a wall almost immediately. And something felt off. It felt like I was forgetting something important or I wasn't focusing on the right thing. It was like a combination of being told it's like the feeling of being told a riddle that you didn't know the answer of, but you know as soon as you know the answer, it's going to be obvious. It was something like that. And I just couldn't get over it. So I know on Tuesday and Monday, I was like kind of following up with people. I was talking to my mom. I was talking to my counselor, or like essentially it's not necessarily a counselor. It's more like a life coach kind of deal, where she's able to provide like new perspectives for me to consider, and just kind of like reaching out, being like, "Hey, do you have any idea what's wrong with me?" But no, it's I ended up coming to a realization that I think I needed to drop YouTube, at least for now, because it was consuming all my extra time. It was consuming my energy. It was like what I would be working on all the time would be YouTube, and what I would consider when I got up would be YouTube. And like, would I say I was like spending like 16 hours a day on YouTube stuff? No, of course not. But on top of streaming 5 times a week, I was also editing videos. I was putting out shorts. I was doing all this stuff. And my other plan, which was to just do every other week, I don't think was good enough, or not necessarily good enough, but I think it was still too much for me. And I kind of came to the conclusion that I needed to let that go, at least for now. And it was the first time, at least in recent memory, where I've had to let go of something that I really, really liked, that was within my control. Because when I think about in my life, so I'm not gonna try to date myself currently, but like, as far as internet years, I'm borderline ancient, right? I'm older. I'm in my 30s. I'll put that much. I'm in my 30s. So, like, I've lived a decent amount of time. I'm not so illusioned to think that I am a genuine old man, even though that's kind of like the vibes I give off. And it's like a joke with my friends and I, but I know I'm not really that old. Like, that's why we can joke about it, is like, it's half serious. But in the past, I don't care about too many things really deeply. I am neutral in a lot of things. Money, for one, is a very neutral thing for me. I can get money and spend money, and I'll get like maybe a little bit of dopamine here and there, but I don't really have a whole lot of attachment to money. What I care about is being able to pay my bills, because I don't like to be hungry, and I like to get things that I like to get, and I like to spoil people I care about. But like, it's always a means, not an end. And the other things in my life that I have deeply cared about, when I've lost some of those, it was out of my control. Like, when my dog died when I was growing up. And I don't think I talked about him, actually, on stream before. I grew up with a dog named Oreo. He was a Shih Tzu Lhasa mix. I don't know if I have pictures of Oreo on my computer, or else I would show you. If y'all remind me, I'll put it on Discord. I might make a pet share chat or something on Discord, because why the hell not? But Oreo was a Shih Tzu Lhasa mix, so kind of like a smallish dog. And we got him in 2000. I think it was like his birthday was like either on New Year's or damn close to it. And so he was like early January 2000. And we got him when he was like 6 months old, when I lived over in Colorado for a while. And well, pretty much I lived in Colorado for my childhood, pretty much. I still miss it to this day, truly. And he was black and white, and he had a curly tail, so it kind of curled in on itself. And I remember as a family, we're trying to figure out what name to call him, so we decided to let him choose the name. So the first thing he did when we got home was hide under the sofa, right? He didn't want any part of us. He didn't like, I don't know if he didn't like us, but he was very much like afraid. And we just started calling out names to see what he responded to. And I wanted to call him Rex. In case you couldn't tell, at that time, I was a bit into dinosaurs. Shocker, I know. And I was like, Rex, and I was like, no, it doesn't quite work. And then I forget what the other ones. And so we said Oreo. And then he poked his head out from underneath the couch at the mention of Oreo. We were like, okay, Oreo it is. And like, I'm just trying to think of how to describe him. Very intelligent. I think he had an epiphany when he was a puppy. There was a period of time where he would just stare at his own reflection for like days. I mean actual days, where he would just stare at his own reflection and stare at himself in the eyes, and he would be just there, like you could see the gears turning. And then after like 3 or 4 days of that, he was just super smart. Like something clicked in his brain. It was just like, oh, I'm here, like kind of deal. And he used to play this game where he would pick up a blanket with his mouth, and then he would kick a ball between his two paws. We gave him like a tennis ball to play with. We had an insane amount of it, and so he would like kick it. So we call it like soccer, because he would be tripping over this blanket and kicking it with his feet around. I never got it on camera. I wish I did. It was the cutest fucking thing in the world. And he lived to be about 16. And like he a part of me kind of wished that he died a little earlier, so he didn't have to worry about my brother and I going to college and feeling lonely. But he was still okay. And he was a very springy kind of springy like dog into his later years as well. And then he ended up getting some ticks on him from I think we had to leave him in a kennel for a trip or something. And he got Lyme disease. And he wasn't quite the same after that. And then one day he got into some trash. And he had a history of getting into shit he shouldn't have. It's also very much a dog thing. So he ate my dad's leather shoes one time. He ate half a pit in a peach another time. Getting into things he's not supposed to. He loved the smell of library books, so we had to keep the library books like high enough so he wouldn't eat on it, because he loved the smell of the paper, which, to be honest, same. But he got something in the trash, and it created a blockage in his intestines. And then over the span of about a month, he just slowly deteriorated. And we talked to the vet, and we're just like, hey, is there anything we could do? It's like, we could do surgery, but with how old he was and how weak he was getting, there was not a whole lot of chance that he would make it through. And even if he did, it would only be like a year or two. And it would have been very expensive. And I remember the time when we decided it was time. And during this period of time, like, the digestive system was all crazy. It was like, liquid, and he was throwing up a lot. And he was about to throw up, and then he was so weak, he collapsed. And he started choking on it. And we were like, we can't keep this going anymore. So then we took him to the vet. We stayed in the room. And the vet techs were very kind, So, and I still have his, they took a paw print and put it in like an imprint kind of thing. And they were willing to take care of the, the cremation fees and all that. And that was it. But still miss him a little Oreo. He was my growing up in that Colorado house. I still to this day believe it was haunted. I was plagued with nightmares as a child. Most nights were nightmares. I didn't have a whole lot of good dreams until after we moved. And as far as what those nightmares entailed, I might talk about them a little more. Maybe we'll have like a ghost story stream where I'll start telling ghost stories of my past and shit that I've seen and stuff like that. I think that might be a little fun, right? And but most of them had to do with me dying in some weird way. So I've been eaten, I've fallen off cliffs, I got killed by snakes, mauled by bears, eaten by dogs. And this is like pre 8 years old. These are like, I was probably like 5 or 6, maybe even younger. And all these things. So, but Oreo allowed me to kind of root myself into reality a little more. And funnily enough, he's supposed to be a very quiet breed. But there was this one time where he did save our lives. Our family's lives, potentially. Again, this was in Colorado. And my dog was going absolutely haywire in the middle of the night. He was barking. He was trying to get our attention. And my mom woke up and she saw from the reflection from across the road a blazing fire that had ignited from behind our house. And apparently some chemicals got mixed in the garage of one of our neighbors, and it lit this like 40 to 50 foot tree that they had in their yard completely on fire. The smoke from this tree rained ash a mile away. That's how big this fire was. So by waking us up, I got woken up, and my mom took my brother and I and my dog to across the street, while my dad hosed down the back of our house so that if any of those embers were to land in our house, it wouldn't catch fire. And then the house next to them also caught fire. I don't know why it took so long for the fire department to get there, but especially since it was 5 minutes away. I don't know what was with it, but it was like an hour. And yeah, our dog ended up kind of saving our lives, because I don't know if my dad didn't hose down the house, there's a solid chance that we also would have been caught in that. I remember this one other one. This might be the last story, or else I'm just talking about my dog the whole time. Where my dad was sitting working, and then he looked up to his office, and my dog was sitting right in front of the door. And my dad's like, "What?" When did so he was expecting my mom to be there? Nope. Either of us? No. My brother and I? No, we were at school, I think. Or just weren't there. And it turned out, because it was a beautiful summer day, my dog had scratched through the screen door, walked 4 blocks through traffic lights to walk all the way down from a country club like pathway down, and was sitting in front of my dad's store. Never been there before in his life, and just from his figuring out the direction, from the sense of smell, he just went for it. He just crossed the road. He was a smart little guy. But why was I talking about my dog? I really don't remember. Oh, loss. So things like that. Like I've moved a lot as a kid. And no, I'm not an army brat. It's my dad does something else, but it required us to move a lot. So loss. I'm not inexperienced to loss, but only in the essence of I have had little to no control over it. This was the first time where it's something I genuinely really cared for, that I had control over, that I had to give up. And there's like a little greater good scale in my brain, right? It's one of the reasons why I think a lot of my friends and people that know me consider me as very not very materialistic, or very what's the word I'm looking for? Giving, right? Because for the most part, if someone else gets if it helps someone else more than it helps me, I have no hesitation in getting rid of it, right? And that's one of the reasons. It's how I usually handle magic cards. So the fact that I have a whole collection of magic cards here, the reason that I continue to buy more is much less to do with oh, I'm gonna make a whole bunch of decks out of it, which, I mean, that's true to a certain degree, but I like that feeling of my friends come over and then they get this oh, ooh, I really like this. I'm almost like a tier below a card shop. It's a communal card storage, and I just love it. And it's yeah, but they get more out of it than I do. But this case, no one benefited me off of benefits from me stopping. And it's not like it was it's hurting me in any way. It's not like it was a bad call that I should have stopped, in that case it would have been well, yeah, it was the right thing to do. It was the right thing to do to stop it if it's not good for me. But in this case, it makes sense to do it. It's still a good decision to try to do YouTube at the same time. And because it's my decision and how that's how I want the main force in marketing to go to. So to getting fresh eyes on things, that's still very much the case. To stop something that still makes sense to do is such a strange thing for me. So I had a conversation with my mom about it, and I was like, hey, this feels weird coming from a 30-something person, but how do you come to terms with giving up something you really wanted? Right? How do you come to terms with it? Because up to this point, the things I want, I really want. And the things I really like. And it's such a rare thing for me to be so invested into something. Because again, I'm not materialistic. I fall in love with certain things hard, but not a lot. So it's weird how that's the case, but so I've stopped kind of updating it, and I'm letting the last bits flow through without any kind of like catching up. I think the last one is like the 26th of July, I want to say. And then that's it. At least for now. So as far as doing Dredge Part 2 and all that other kind of stuff... Actually, the counselor was moved to like down here. Because I met with her early. Because I was like, hey, there's something wrong with me. And the results of me feeling like there's something wrong is the fact that I'm stopping YouTube, where I realized that I was putting way too much into it, and like I want to start doing more stream stuff for y'all. Because as far as if you looked at my stream now versus when I started in late March, there is essentially no difference. If you were to just look at the Dead Space VOD in me now, the only difference is that I got a mic arm so you can hear me clearly, and that's about it. And that's not why I started streaming. This isn't the Mama Dodo is not the person, or this isn't the way that I want the interactions with y'all to be. I want to create very interesting interactions with y'all being able to influence the stream in special ways. And I find that really exciting. I want to make like lore videos for, as far as Idealist, I want to tell Idealist's story. And I haven't even introduced y'all to him yet. Not really. Not truly. And YouTube was getting in the way of that. Like doing the YouTube stuff makes sense once I have all that in place. And the way that I've been kind of thinking about it is that, like, no, it was an important part of the process to do. And I have learned a lot about it. But for the most part, it was too early. I wasn't considering what I was marketing, right? Like, I haven't even finished the product yet. Why am I marketing something that hasn't even been finished yet? And don't get me wrong, you should be figuring out marketing stuff during the process. If you start marketing when things are done, it's a problem, right? It's way too late. But like, as far as like in-depth lore, as far as Idealist the character and all that stuff, I haven't even made that yet. I haven't even made the model yet. So the thing that people would like get used to seeing, I haven't even put that in front of people yet. So it doesn't make sense to start marketing yet. Okay. So it's been tough. It's been tough. Also, Zenless Zone Zero came out, and I've been enjoying that. So that also ate up my time yesterday. But yeah, no, so as far as this week, I give myself essentially an F or a D. I wouldn't give myself an F. An F is I didn't do jack all. There was no improvement, no nothing. I just played Zenless Zone Zero for the entire week straight. And so if I was to say like, so like when Satisfactory comes out, I plan on getting myself an F that week because I'm just gonna be playing Satisfactory. But what are we gonna do the next few weeks, right? Well, we're gonna be kind of figuring that out because for the most part, what is it, 3? We'll just do this. Boom. For the most part, no, actually, this is exactly right. As far as our streams go, I do plan on starting Elden Ring. Instead of Elden Ring here, we did Planet Crafter. And instead of Elden Ring here, we did, what's it called? Still Wakes the Deep? Is that the name of it? Still Wakes the Deep, yeah. Right? We did both of those, which is fine, which is great. I had a lot of fun with it. And for this week, we're gonna try Elden Ring. And catch up with that. Still with game dev Monday and Thursday. You know, nothing crazy. But as far as the evening, we're gonna be working on stream stuff. And so as far as like Idealists, what is stream stuff? What do you even mean by stream stuff? Well, we're gonna kind of go over that today. We're gonna be going over, it's like, okay, well, I have given up something that I care about so I can have time to do this. We have until essentially the end of July. The end of July is my wake-up call. It is my time where we check everything. Y'all be prepared for the Sunday after July, because this day, August 4th, is going to be like, I know I've changed a lot over the span of the months as I try to figure everything out. That one's going to be the one where it's just like, I put through the numbers, we objectively looked at everything, and I can say that this was a waste of time, and then I'll just stop. That could be a thing. That could straight up be a thing. This is the objective time. The end of July is for me to look objectively of everything that I've accomplished over the last 6 months that I have been off of work. Because I got off of work in February. So February, March, April, May, June, July. And I had enough savings to last up to this point. So after this is why I wanted the game released at the end of this month. Right? This is why I wanted the stream and YouTube things solid and good to go. It's where it's like, cool, have we made any progress? Have we made money? Are we able to sustain ourselves with what we have built? And are we satisfied with what we are built? And can we maintain with what we are making? Or should we stop? That is going to be the end of this month. So this is going to be a tough month, really. And already the first week not started off strong. But it was an important life lesson that I'm still trying to figure out a little bit. I'm still trying to fully understand the true meaning behind it. But if there's anything, if it's anything, it's the fact that because we give up something we care about, we need to put all that, we have to put all that and more into what we're going to decide to do with that now empty time. We need to use it effectively, we need to use it efficiently, and we need to use it properly, because we gave up something that we liked for it. We have to make it worth it. So as far as stream stuff, it's like, cool, but what the fuck does that mean? So we're going to be making a list and checking it twice where we're going to see like, okay, what is it that I want to do? What do I feel like after I finish it, after I accomplish making it? Do I feel like, okay, if this doesn't work, then what I have planned won't work. What is the core of what I want to build here? Right? And build upon that, and how I want to market myself and how to move towards that, right? So this is our goal, and we're going to still be making the game dev stuff pretty much for the most part. I don't know if y'all saw the 12-minute game dev stream that I did. My god. Actually, let me see something. If I go back here. What was I doing with the whole... Oh, right. We were doing... I couldn't remember what we did for the game dev on Thursday. We made... We're looking at accessibility options. So we'll finish up on the accessibility on Monday, and then hopefully starting the interaction stuff then. And then Thursday... we'll finish up the interactions. Do I think I can get this done in like a couple weeks? Probably not gonna lie. Does that mean we'll have to stop and never publish the game? No, fuck no. We're gonna keep going. And we're gonna try to we're gonna try to prevent bloat. But we're gonna do what we can. Okay. So let's switch. Now that's a plan for next week. We went over last week. I will say it's kind of unfortunate as far as the YouTube thing, and I this was the biggest indicator for me, because when I was trying to like stop it, I kept on making excuses for myself. I was just like, well, what if we did it this way? What if we just cut it back to even more? So one of the things that I considered that I was like actually would make a lot of sense to do would be for me just to release the VODs, like go through a little bit in the sense of like not even cut out like dead time, but if I were to leave the stream, I would cut that out, right? And nothing crazy, but then I would just make like custom thumbnails for it. I would leave it up, maybe have an introduction in the beginning, being like, hi everybody, you know, it's because I've noticed that most streamers who make additional content have an introduction in the beginning. I don't know if there's like data that supports that introducing yourself in the beginning helps retention, but it kind of gives off that I have a feeling that they wouldn't be doing it otherwise, especially if it's so consistency across the board with people that I watch, right? And that's worth, you know, touching up on. But it was like, so I would upload, I would process, and then I would upload to YouTube with a new thumbnail, and it would be like an old thumbnail that would be kind of slightly edited, and then I would just make one short to kind of pull people to it, and that's it. And I do that for every stream, and that's all that I would do for YouTube, at least for now. And I thought that is much more manageable than spending like a week like 10 to 12 hours in editing and stuff. And I very much enjoyed it. I liked it. It was fun. But I was like, what I really want isn't to edit. If I really just wanted to do YouTube, I wouldn't stream. I wouldn't be streaming. I would just do YouTube. But no, it's too little too late, I think. Because like, even though it makes sense, and it still pulls people in. It still grows the channel. It's still, as long as I'm consistent with it, it's fine. And it only demands like maybe an hour of my day, maybe, and I can spend the rest of the time on the streaming stuff. But then the feeling returns again. That deep ache. It's like an old wound. That's a reminder that to listen. And then I'm pretty sure that's where the riddle that I'm not getting the answer to. It's being told something and you're refusing to listen to it. And that feeling is stop. Or at least the YouTube stuff, at least. So we can actually start working on the things that we're passionate about, the things that we're that's what we're here for. And telling Idealist's story is what I'm here for now. And I hope you enjoy the story as much as I enjoyed telling it. I don't know how this is going to go. I barely even know how long it's going to take. But that's why I've been gifted with both creativity and the obsession with Excel sheets. I got both, baby. So I can figure out the intricacies. I've always been a person that my heart is the compass, but my head is the map. As far as what direction to go in life, I've always been one that goes with the flow. My head kind of gets in the way a lot of the time, but it's how I get there safely. It's how I get there effectively. We can go south all we want, but jumping off a cliff is probably a bad idea. You know what I mean? I don't know what a whole month of difference it's gonna do, but we'll see. We will see. All right, let's move on to our swole tracker. Ooh. For those that don't know, I am keeping track of how often and when I work out, or like the progress of it, to keep me on track. As far as not to kind of like put the pressure where it's like, if I don't go, I have to tell y'all. And y'all have to judge the fuck out of me, right? Okay, for leg press, we're at 310. So we did go higher than 300, by the way. I vaguely remember saying, maybe we shouldn't. Seated leg curl, 140. We're going to be at 140 for a while. It's so tough, and I would say, like, the seated leg curls, I would describe as they're half-assed. Like, I can't get it all the way in, and because I can't get it all the way in, I kind of treat it as like half-assed, like seated leg curls. So we might need to step down, depending, just so that like we can actually do like a full pull and then go back up to 140. We'll see. Leg extensions, 240, 24. Leg extensions, that one's kind of funny because I've now started to reach the bottom 3 prongs of leg extensions. And 240, like, I'm still doing pretty damn well with 240. So I think it's like maybe 280 is the maximum. So we'll see. It may end up being that like the leg extensions, we're We might just need to stop it just because it's like, well, like we can't go any higher and this isn't enough. I start putting weights on top of it. Back extensions. Back extensions. I moved down, back down to 220. 230 last time, it was already like lifting my body weight up. When I was like fighting, when I was resisting it, it was pushing me up. So I don't think I can go much higher than 220. So I'm just going to focus on 220 for now. That might be the max unless I gain weight, which I really shouldn't. I really shouldn't. Abdominal 210. A little bit on the low end on 210, but it's a new level, so we're gonna, that's fine. 180 and 19 as far as chest press. So we did a lot better than the 5 last time. 130 and 7. 7's not great. Arm extension. Arm extension's always difficult. It's always difficult. So we're probably going to stick with that for now. And then fly outs is 180 over 15. This third one over here that I've hidden, it was at 180 and we did 9. So there is some progress here. For pull, this one was 180 over 15. So we did go down a little bit. But the pull day was also the day that we did Planet Crafter where I really wasn't feeling well. This was one where I was like, I wonder if I should just not go to the gym and then force myself to go to my gym and go to the gym anyway. Pull down 170 over 13 and it was 160 over 17. So we progressed. Arm curled 95 over 10. So it was 90 for a long time, but we just couldn't get it up more. And I think so I was like, okay, we'll just go up by 5. So we did a little bit. We were able to complete it with 5 more. So we'll stick with that until we can get a lot higher. And then the fly rear delts, we did, looks like it was NA. Someone probably had it and I didn't want to wait for them. So that's fine. So overall, as far as this, I think we're starting to reach our limit for the most part. We had kind of a bad week in the beginning, so it makes sense. If the leg stuff is any indication, where this week's going to be pretty good. So we will kind of see how that goes. What I will say, for depending on how y'all are going to go about it, me not doing YouTube stuff means I'm not going to go over YouTube stuff. Which is, I guess, good or bad depending on your perspective on it. If you don't give a shit, then that's a great thing. But we're not going to go over it today. What we will do is the Sunday after the last bit of YouTube, we're going to do one big overview of like what worked, what didn't work, what did we learn, what did we like see, and then like maybe once a month I'll go back and then just see how it's doing without me updating anything. Has it grown a little bit on its own? Are there comments and stuff about it? Stuff like that. But it won't be a weekly thing anymore. Because I'm not doing something with it. And the most I'm doing right now, I'm still doing something with YouTube, quote unquote, which is essentially just uploading these VODs to the VOD channel. And I know my old decision was to move all those VODs from the VOD channel to the main channel because I wanted it all in the same place. But it's such a big undertaking. And I'm just like, I literally can't. I need to focus on the stream stuff. So that's why it's not going to move. It's going to make the job harder later on. But I think that's just what we're gonna do. So let's see. Should we do Streamer Hub? Yeah. Let's do Streamer Hub. We'll put this one as priorities. That's not how you spell priorities. I'll show you all in a second. I don't know if that's how you spell it either. Hold on, I'll show you. Let's see. Priorities. There we go. Looks like maybe you. Hold on, let's see here. Is that how you spell priorities? It is. Look at me spelling things correctly. Must be my birthday. All right. So sometimes I like to do this if I'm a little more confused. I put like a little asterisk on the top left saying like, this sheet is for putting together, collecting all future projects regarding streaming and prioritizing them So we'll do stream priorities then. Actually, maybe I should move over this lore hub. I kind of don't want to put up on stream because there's some lore stuff that I might not be ready to reveal yet. So we'll do, I'll copy from the prep here. So I've kind of put some thought into it so far. So this is, we'll do, sorry, that was bugging me. We'll do Compy lore video. So that's one. The Compy lore video is the first video that I want to put together for y'all. It is the implementation of the stream avatar animation stuff that we've been working on with like the pixelated compies, using the Smack Studio stuff, and giving a lore video as far as an in-depth reason why y'all are able to utilize that. And I want pretty much any big edits, or not edits, but add-ons to the stream to be lore relevant. Does that restrict things a little bit? Only a little. Creatively speaking, I can usually work my way around things. But it will make things take longer to add. So I do plan on having, so I already have one in, okay, let's see here. We'll put this as a name. It would be type. And then for the type, it would be, when. Let's see, timeline. The Compy lore video is the end of July one that I would like. Tie-ins. Actually, we'll do this. Let's kind of put you just like over here for now. Actually, you know what? I've already copied you. Delight. So, Compy lore video, stream add-on, yes. Then it's music, yes. Then it's I want to add my own music to it. It's specifically tied to something adding to stream. And merch, maybe. So what I plan on doing is having these kind of like more in-depth like lore stuff, and where I really get to stretch my artistic muscles with like drawing, maybe some animation here and there. I'm not planning to make it fully animated, but I think it would be interesting to have moments of animation within the stills for emphasis. Then the stream add-ons is the actual relevant impact to the community, because for the most part, when it's like, oh, it's a lore video, why should I give a fuck about that? And at least it's the same mentality as far as making games, where it's like, if you make the lore relevant to the gameplay, it adds a lot more weight to it. So in this case, is a very similar kind of mindset where the lore video, the implication of the lore video is that you, the player, get to you, the people in my community, get to see and interact with the new changes. You get to play with the new copies and new animations. You get to play with the new dinosaurs in there. You get to you get to be in it and be part of it and be there day one, right? And I think that's really cool. And as far as adding a music, where I make my own music and I add to it, and then like as far as like trying to keep in mind that this is also a business, I have to figure out what it is that I can not add to it, but how can I, for the lack of better word, take advantage of this opportunity, like create an opportunity for me to also add another egg to my basket. Like the copy lore video, the point isn't to sell you something. The point is to tell you the lore. It's to add to the stream. But to create my own music, there's no reason for me that I couldn't also sell that music to y'all. Right? But I'm not 100% sure as far as selling the music. Music is one of those things where I don't know. So I definitely want to add my own music. It is up in the air, and we'll make a decision later as far as whether or not I want to take that and then be able to be like, cool. Or maybe, you know what? Maybe this is what I will do. What if I make like a soundtrack? What if I make an idealist soundtrack that has every single bit of music that I have ever made? And it's a one-time purchase of like $15 or something like that. I don't know. And for every song music that I've made for any of my videos or any of my stuff, it is there for purchase one time, and that's it. And you just get the you just get the free stuff as you just, like, if you bought it once, you get it all, and you'll get all future stuff too. I think that's fine. Maybe I'll make it like a tier for coffee. I actually, now that I think about it, that makes a lot of sense. I don't have any incentives for coffee. There's no additional shit for y'all for helping me through coffee. So making it so it's just like, oh, you get my playlist. If you are willing to pay like a certain amount per month, you get my playlist. Boom. Done. Is coffee a subscription or is it one time? I actually don't know. Let's see. Oh, there is a monthly one. Yeah. Support monthly to help idealists build a reliable source of income. Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, timeline, stream, music, and then the merch is maybe, because I was thinking it would be pretty cool to make compy stickers. You know? Like little, maybe keychains, little stickers, little dodos. Like to me, that's a good baby's first steps as far as merch is like just making these little stickers or keychains or like cute little stuff like that of that. And then as I add more, I'll add more to that. And the reason that it's even a maybe is because like I don't want me figuring out the merch side of things to hold up the rest of this. If the video is made, if the animations are done, if everything is good to go before the end of July, but I'm still trying to set up like a website with like merch and stuff like that and art for that stuff, this could be just put aside. Like it's just kind of like, you know, whatever. And as far as the stream add-ons, as I said, it was the stream avatars. It's also going to be a custom animation for it's a custom animation for follows and subscribers and like raids and stuff like that. So like those kind of estimations, I'm using like stock versions. I don't want a stock version. I want our own ones with like what I was thinking for the follow was a kind of like a spirit possessing a compy in an animation like that. But I also think that maybe should be more of a sub theme, and then the follow could be like will-o-wisps or something gathering, maybe. It's hard to say. We still need to kind of figure that out. But like, so it would have the special animations for like regular stream stuff. It would have the stream avatars for y'all to be able to play with as we're doing, like if we're doing game dev stuff, there's no reason why stream avatars can't be out and going, right? For games, it's kind of been a little finicky to do with games, so we'll see about that. But at the very least, half of the week, like like 2 out of the 4, half of the time, y'all are gonna have that up to be able to like go around and play with, right? Plus, it could be fun if I find a good way to like utilize that, because we still need to add like Sylvester. We still need to add I haven't gotten a name for him yet. It's the sauropod. So it's gonna be the sauropod, it's gonna be Mama Dodo, and it's gonna be Sylvester. For those that don't know, Sylvester is a Hydra cat. It is a cat with 9 heads. Well, to be clear, it's a litter of saber-toothed tiger kittens. But like Sylvester is that, and then the sauropod has some kind of like heavy lore relevance, but it's essentially going to be like what Idealist the character is going to be sitting on most of the time. You can think of him as like a big comfy beanbag chair in a way, which also means that this, for the most part, I plan on show leg. Idealist the character is not going to be half a design. It's going to be a full thing. With like feet and everything. Granted, he's not going to be barefoot. You cretins. Nah, he's gonna like. Well, that's another thing too. We need to make new model timeline. What month is it? It's July. What if do October? What is it? July, August, September, October? 3 months? Halloween? How does that sound? Yes, there's a stream mod on. Music? Maybe. Merch? Probably not. I don't think there will be merch with it. with the new model. Because, like, what would I do? Like, maybe add a... We'll do a maybe. Thinking Halloween... question mark. And then it's like, but Idealist, you plan to do a compy lore video. And I'm like, yeah, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to have, like, you get to see... You see parts of Idealist's body, but that's it. Like, you're going to see his arm, you're going to see his silhouette, you're going to see his eyes. I think... Because once we break this down into its core components, which is what I was kind of like pasting here as I went to do it, what I was pasting here is kind of breaking it down of like, what is it that I need? One of them is finished design for the VTuber model, finished stream avatar animations, like all that kind of stuff. So kind of breaking down, like, what is it that we want to do? What is it that we want our goal to be for the end of July? And making a new model. Now, this could be the VTuber model, but also what we could do is actively make Mama Dodo in VTuber Studio and have our first kind of, like, edit and stuff like that of Mama Dodo. Sorry, I just had a thought. Because the thing is like, there's only a certain amount of hours in a day, right? There's only a certain amount of hours in a day. And I'm sitting here going like, well, if I'm going to be working on the model, I want it to be recorded so that y'all could see it. Maybe I'll have that also as like a coffee thing where you guys get access to videos. Maybe that could be one of the videos where it's like, we're working on game dev stuff, we're working on all that other kind of stuff, and then like we're playing games, but anything that I'm working that is stream wise that's not on the stream schedule, what if I just start record that? Because what I did buy for YouTube is an external hard drive for storage specifically for videos that's like, I forget, like 8 terabytes? Something like that? It's a lot. It's a lot. So I can now record stuff to my computer without Twitch. And then put it, maybe throw it over to the, like, maybe, I don't know. I'll still process it and put it somewhere where I could be like, cool, this is now, maybe I'll put it on like the VOD as like a private video or something like that. And then that way, when I'm done with it, I could be like, hey, by the way, if you help out with coffee, then you get access to all those art videos and how I ended up making this. But then it will be a lot less of a live interaction with y'all and much more of just like, I might not talk a whole lot. I don't know if that's even something that y'all even want, but I need to reward y'all for helping me with something, right? Making new model. What else do we want? We want to make coming online screen. Make Twitch screen, I think is like the description of it. So basically it's the screen where it's like, oh, like starting soon. Okay, let's like make starting soon screen. Timeline for this one, legit, I kind of wanted to do it this week. Let's do the 12th July. Stream add-on. Technically yes. Music maybe. Merch no. I will probably just use stock music for it, but we will see. So the making starting soon screen is big. And I have an idea how to move forward with that. It's kind of what I was thinking about potentially just doing today. And for those that joined me like way back, it was, I already kind of went over it a little bit, where I wanted a very like Adult Swim-esque kind of like vibe music in the background, and like smooth, almost like smooth jazz kind of thing. And then they'll just have like weird phrases and stuff in it where, oh gosh, what was it? It was something like, when the abyss stares, when you stare into the abyss, the abyss stares back. You're looking great, by the way. kind of thing, where it's like, some of it's a little cheeky, maybe a little dad humor here and there. Some of it's gonna be a little unsettling, like just like little things like that, where it's just like a handful of responses and then brackets at the idealist, and then it will just go through like a handful. But now that I'm kind of more proficient in DaVinci, I can use DaVinci. Before I was like, how am I gonna get a PowerPoint spreadsheet or PowerPoint into this? And it's like, no, if you utilize DaVinci appropriately for a long enough like cut and then have that loop inside OBS, I think that's all that's needed. I've done like a little research on it, but not crazy. So I definitely think that this is doable. Make interactions with chat, like allowing y'all to pet Mama Dodo, right? Like bare minimum, man. Like let's see, comments, start with petting Mama Dodo. Let's see here. We'll add one more. Lore relevant. How do I spell relevant? It is A. It is A. Yes. Starting soon screen, no. Interactions with chat, or interactions with chat. Lore relevant means should there be a lore video tied to it. Interactions with chat and being able to interact in chat, maybe. That feels like it should be, right? But a part of me is just like, just throw it in there, my guy. I'll have to think about that. Interactions with chat. I don't want to put too much on my plate right away, but let's put that. Stream add-on, yes. Music, no. Merch, no. And also, making interactions with chat is such a broad fucking thing. I think this is just make interactions with, make petting interaction. There. We'll do that. Boom. Make vibing background. Because I've noticed that with a lot of VTubers too, where they have like a background of like where are they? What are they doing? And I want to make that, and I want it to kind of make it a little more animated and stuff like that. But that one is end of, let's do 31st July. Oh man, I can't believe I'm Googling this. When is Halloween? It's like the 25th, 26th? Is it 31st? Bro, I don't fucking know. 31st. Okay. All right. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I was crossing Christmas. Christmas is invading my brain. No, don't you dare. Don't you dare delete it for me. No. Make vibing background. July 31st July. Stream add-on, yes. Lore relevant, yes. Music, maybe. Merch, no. I kind of want to change these. 1 second. I like the shorter ones. And boom, 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 boom. There we go. Make vibing background. So this one is like just what's going on behind the scenes. So it's definitely lore relevant. So I have to make, if I'm gonna make the compy lore video, I'll have to figure out the environment that Idealist the character is located in. And once I know that, then I can make an animated background for it, right? Oop, sorry. Didn't mean to bump y'all. What else do we need to make? We need to make, I'm making a petting interaction. We're making compy lore video. There's also another one on the list, which is emote video, lore video. So this one, 1 month or July, maybe August. Comments, release after making affiliate. I don't know if that's how you spell affiliate. Let's see. Twitch. That looks approximate. Stream add-on, yes. Lore relevant, yes. Music, yes. Merch, yes. Maybe. So the way this works, an emote lore video, I already have a lore video in mind specifically for when we become affiliate and then are able to make custom emotes for things. I'm gonna write this down while I'm thinking about it. Make banners. Because that's another thing. I don't necessarily. I respect the bag. I really respect the bag, but it feels like more than half my interactions nowadays are people trying to sell me their art, which, you know, again, I respect it. That's fine, but for the most part, they don't care about what I do. They don't want to be part of the community. They're not here for me. They're here as a potential customer, right? And I don't want that kind of relationship. And so making banners is also, if I get all my art assets together, something tells me I don't think I have to worry about that anymore. So then we go back to emote real quick. So I want to make custom emotes for y'all. I want to make one for every game that we've played together. So then you could be like, oh, I was there for that. I want that kind of feeling of I was there, without the feeling of FOMO. I can't tell you how vehemently I hate the utilizations of FOMO and how predatory that is, as far as like, especially for the kind of audience that I am like planning on gathering, which is essentially like young adults, where they're working, they're in college, they're growing, they're learning, they're trying to like go out. So like 18 to 40, you know what I mean? Where it's like, and when I look at my YouTube thing, it's exactly that. It's not exactly that demographic. Not that I'm saying older or young. I mean, not that I'm saying that older is a problem. Younger could potentially become a problem, even though I hope that I still cause a positive influence to people under the age of 18. The things that I make are not meant for people who are under 18. And I don't mean that in a sense of like, oh, it's porn. It's like, no. But it is horror. It is scary. It is kind of showing that. And though I am an advocate of children or like people under the age of 18 needing to learn of the horrors of the world, unfortunately, we just don't live in a time where that's considered acceptable. So I pretty much have to say it's like it is not meant for people under the age 18, even though if that does happen and if it's a positive influence, I am happy about that. So I guess we'll just kind of leave it at that. But with that being said, the people that I'm like will most likely be part of my age demographic of my community, they're not going to have all the time in the world, especially if it's going to be with the mindset of I want everyone to be working on their, like, we're all on our own journey together. That means you're going to be working on other shit besides this. You have your own bills to pay, right? And I don't want people to be like, oh, I have to be at every stream of Idealist, because I'm even doing this like for games that I plan on making, for streams that I do. I am going to respect your time, and I want to respect your time. There is how did Alana say it? Time wars. I am very much in agreement with that, where we are currently living in a time where everyone wants every single drop of your time. And you know what? Clip this, record this for me, put this in as a fucking like alarm. If I were to abuse this in the future of myself, just you get my blanketed permission to smack me silly, because I want to respect your time, and I don't want to make games that need an exasperate amount of your time, where I want you playing all the time, every time. I want to make games that is amazing to play, great interaction, good story, fun to watch, fun to play, fun to tell others about. And then you spend like, I don't know, $40, something like that, and you can only put towards it like 5-6 hours. Did you have a good 5-6 hours? Great. I'll see you in the next expansion. I'll see you at the next DLC. I'll see you at the next game. Did you spend 500 hours? Damn. That's a lot of hours. Hopefully you felt it was worth it. That's it. You give me the time that you feel like you can give. I'm not going to demand every second, because quite frankly, I'm going to lose that battle. There are multi-billion dollar companies demanding every ounce, using every card in the book, every advantage and predatory technique that they can put their greedy little hands on to get every single ounce out of you. A little dodo, don't got a fucking chance in hell about try to get over that. But you know what I can do? I can ask for a little bit. Just enough. Did you have fun? Did you have a good time in the little bit that you did it? Great. If people play Last Call once and they're like, that was fun, and then they don't try to do it again, bro, I'm so happy. That's it. We're good. I don't want you to have to play that again and 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 again, just to get the full experience out of everything. Once is enough. But I can see with people where it's like, oh, if you play it and it's like an hour and a half, they can just refund it. Well, they could. Potentially they could. But you know what I kind of see that as? And maybe I have too much hope in people. Because on one hand, to prevent that, you just make it so that one round has to be more than 2 hours. Boom, done. But that feels so manipulative. But on the other hand, I wonder how many people returned a game because it was below 2 hours and they enjoyed the hell out of the game. If they enjoyed the game, I don't see why they would return it. It's not like I'm going to be asking for a lot of money for the game. But, you know, people can take advantage of that. And I can see some people take advantage of it. And fuck those people. But I think for most people, they return a game pre 2 hours because they aren't satisfied with it, because they don't like it. And if you didn't like the experience I gave you, then yeah, do it. Return it. I apologize. Please give me feedback, right? But I can see people playing the game at least twice. The first time they're trying to figure out what's going on, things go wrong, and you're just like, damn. Well, let's try that again. And then you try it again, this time a lot better, and you're good to go. So, how did I get so sidetracked? We're talking about the emote lore video. So the lore video for the emotes is essentially like, why is it suddenly that you can utilize these weird emotes? And I will give you, you know what? No, I won't give you anything. I won't give you a single crumb of what it is that I'm hatching there. But it's something that I want to add to it. Like, I'm not going to release it until we make affiliate, and then I can actually add custom emotes. But that means I need to be working. Oh. Oops. Let's go ahead and move this to a different tab. It's like I walked into a room of somebody like being really I don't know why. Where it's just like, oh, I didn't know you were there. I'm so sorry. We'll do this stream priorities. We'll put 2 for now. And then this one, we'll just do like, for you, we'll name you this is YouTube schedule. There you go. There you all are. Okay. But that means, like, because I have an emote in mind for Animal Well, I have an emote in mind for Planet Crafter, I have an emote in mind for like all this stuff. So as we play more and more different games, I'll need to come up with more and more different kind of like emotes and stuff like that up until we make affiliate, right? So it is going to require a good amount of forethought, but we can pretty much prepare this ahead of time, which is why I put like August. Do I think I'm going to make affiliate in August? Fuck no. I'm at what, 29 now followers? A good portion of that are people trying to sell me art assets. And then some of that are also my friends, who, you know, I'm very much lucky to have a group of people who support me in the direction that I'm going, which is great, and I love that. But so it's gonna take a hot minute to get 20 more, right? And I'm trying to figure out what to say, what not to say for the emote lore video. I'm really excited for it. I'm really excited for it. And I'm excited to see how, because the compy lore video is definitely coming first, and then the emote lore video is going to come out, and then I almost want to say I kind of wanted to make a new model video. That I don't know. There's a couple other ones. There's one where it's first sponsored stream lore video. I want to make, we'll do, let's see, 31st, there's no 31st of August, is there? Oh, there is. August is when things transfer over. All right, and then 30th of September. Well, 30th of September is going to be the first spot where I want the sponsors of my streams to be lore relevant. And I use the example of I think it was Brilliant, I want to say, because I feel that Brilliant, one, I think I used Brilliant before, and two, Brilliant is very much of like, hey, we want you to learn, we want you to grow, we want you to teach you good things, and that very much aligns with the way that I like present myself. So my brain, it's like, you know those situations where you like imagine a future that hasn't there's not even hints that things have even happened in that direction yet. It's kind of like that, where it's just like I think it would be cool. I've already thought of like a lore video specifically for them, which is really funny. And it had to deal with a big brain in chimpanzees. Very Mojo Jojo vibes. But yes, it will have like a stream add-on to it. It is definitely lore relevant. Maybe my own music, maybe my own merch. I think merch might get a little finicky. I don't know if you can make merch off of a sponsored thing. It would definitely be like a discussion of like, if I make merch off of the sponsorship, like if I make merch of the big brain that is represented by the sponsorship of a person, is that a no? You know what I mean? Like, it gets into the gray area where it's like, I need to have a professional to help me get through it all. Make banners. I'm trying to think of other lore videos. Before I go to the banners, I still want to cover all the lore videos that I want to do. And then there's just straight up like music videos that I want to make that just show the lore but don't have a stream add-on component to it. It's just a music video for my own music. So you want to do Sauropod? Every single paleontology is hating me right now. I think it's you. Let's see if I'm right. Okay, we good. Oh, thank God. Oh, never been so nervous. Sauropod lore video, where you kind of learn a little bit more about the sauropod. September, October, November. Stream add-on, no. Lore relevant, yes. Music, yes. Merch, yes. So the music videos, lore music video. The music videos are going to be my own music with merch specifically. So there are things where I think it's just gonna be fun to make my own music videos. And so like the sauropod one, and then I have one for Sylvester as well. We'll just do this, and then we'll just do like 31st of December. It's just, well, you know what? TBD, TBD, TBD. Emote lore. That one's a little more concrete, but instead of sauropod, it's Sylvester. I think it's that. Where, because there's as far as like merch goes, right? What do I feel like is my kind of what was I gonna say? Brand, where it's like it is both either creepy or cute. So it definitely has like a brand. So like Mama Dodo, I want to extra cutify Mama Dodo, which means I need to get better. Like, so the way that it is that I have a love for cute things and I have a love for creepy things. And they've combined into what you see now with Mama Dodo, where it's a cute Mama Dodo, but there's still some like creepy elements to it. So it's like in that middle, it's like everything is in the middle of it. And I want to stretch that middle thing so I can do really cute things or really scary things. And currently I make something that's kind of cute, kind of scary. And so you'll have like two different kinds of brands when it comes to my brand. That's a lot of brands. It's a lot of words. I'm saying that a lot. Where it's, I want the cute kind of like, you still have like the undead dinosaur feel to it, and but then you have like the other end, which is like something you would probably see over at like Hot Topic or something, where you would have very kind of creepy realistic bones, or like dinosaur bones and things like that, and you would have like the silhouette. So basically you would have undead dinosaur merch, and I think that's sick as hell. Like, it's merch that I am going to be wearing in my real life stuff after I figure out like a good place that makes like good quality shit, and then like just have it all there for me to order. And then it's like, cool, hopefully people like it. And if you like the cute stuff, you can get the cute stuff. If you like the more let's just say, for the lack of a better word, edgy the edgy stuff. But like, I mean, the overall theme of Idealist's like background and things like that, it's dinosaurs versus monsters. It's pretty much, that's how it boils down to. It's undead dinosaurs versus eldritch horror. That's what it is. It's these two things fought, and Idealist was like the center of it all. So I kind of want to show more of his story and the background and everything. But there's another music video that's train lore music video. It's one that's really funny. That one, the merch is maybe. I don't think there's going to be much merch to that one. I think that one's just going to be a music video. In fact, I would argue that I think the train one might be the first. Essentially, the train lore music video is just Idealist getting on a train to visit an old friend to figure out where their mutual what's the word I'm looking for? Master isn't quite the word. I can't think of the word. Anyway, I mean, it's how Idealist got his name, right? Idealist, he wasn't born named the Idealist. He gave up his actual name to take on the Idealist name as a price in becoming who he is now, right? So I want to tell more of his story. I want to tell more of the, kind of give more background of this world that he lives in. And not everything has to be linked to the stream. But the ones that are linked to the stream, like the emote lore and the compy lore video, those are also made in such a way. Like, I'll give the example with the compy lore video. The compy lore video isn't just compies that are going to be that they're going to be added to the stream avatar stuff. Other dinosaurs will be added later, but the lore video is going to paint it in a way where it's like, it's not just compies. It's anything that you may think of as far as potential adding. So when I add something new to it, it's not, I don't have to make a whole new video for it. It's all encompass. It future proofs things adding. And it's the same with the emote lore video, where it covers every emote that I will add upon release of that video, but then will also include anything future that I will add to it. So, whereas the rest of these are more kind of like one-offs, where they're like chapters in a story where I'm kind of drip feeding lore to y'all as far as like what is he about, right? What makes him him, and continue just giving that to y'all. And that's the kind of experience that I want to make for y'all, is a real life interaction of a character whose lore is slowly unfolding for you as he himself is growing in a way that will hopefully, it will be a lesson for some of y'all. Not necessarily like, oh, it's totally like it's up its own ass. It's like, no, it's because he's a person who has its own faults and are trying to learn from those faults. And in a way, in more in-depth analysis of myself, is a lesson in of myself. And you'll see. And I think you'll gather as far as like the main point of at least his struggle, and then hopefully by the end of it, y'all will see his growth and who he becomes at the end of it after finding the solution. I'm really excited to see how it goes, how this is going to end, because I also will say this is not a infinite thing. This is finite. Idealist the character will have an end. I'm not going to stop streaming, but potentially I may move on to a different character entirely. It's definitely going to be the same kind of like formula in a way, but it's going to be different. What I will also re-emphasize is that technically I don't think I've even started. Even though we've been streaming for like, let's see, April, May, June, July, for like 4 months. 4 months still, I don't think I would even consider us starting, because I kind of play back and forth between being in character and not being in character. It's hard for me to be in character in stream when I don't have the model for it. Right? I feel like it begins when the model is made. When the new model is in and I am that character, I plan on having like a what do you call it? Make. That's how you spell make, right? Make canon / not canon indicator. Stream add-on, lore music. No, this neither is which. So this canon, non-canon indicator. So essentially it's like a sign that Mama Dodo will like hold up or something. Maybe not Mama Dodo, but somewhere on the stream where it's like the actions that I'm taking are in the character that you are seeing. And then for some of you, it's like, well, flipping back and forth kind of sucks. But it's like, well, I'm going to play games with friends. I'm going to be in streamer mode, right? And sometimes I'm going to be playing with people who don't know my, like, to call me idealist. They'll call me like my actual name. Or I'll have like streams like Sunday Chill Days like this, where the entire time it's going to be non-canon, because the whole point is that you talk to me, the person, not me, the character, not idealist, the character. And so I think when this hits, when it's the actual model and we have an indicator determining whether or not it is canon or not, that is when it starts. That is when his story is in. And we can finally move forward with telling his story. You know? Finally, we're going to the banners. So the banners is like kind of like an art piece for the kind of like the bio for Twitch. I imagine y'all are much more aware of it than I am personally. But this one, if I'm going to be making petty interaction, let's do this one the 3rd week of July. Let's do the 19th of July here. Stream add-on, yes. Lore relevant, no. Music, no. Merch, no. Well, I'm gonna put maybe, or it's like provides links to merch once available. That's not how you spell available. There you go. Well, I feel like I've hit my first wall. But it's 4 o'clock, so it makes sense. 2 hours is usually like I hyper focus and then I hit a wall, especially since I haven't really eaten today. Besides this protein shake. I will say I did finish up my yogurt pretzels and what else did I eat? A banana. I need to go grocery shopping. But as far as priorities go, I think we prioritize these 2 this week, but I'm going to be working on this in the background. When I'm not working on these, I'm working on this. And let's aim to have this CompuLore video done, which means, because the making starting soon screen is kind of whatever, right? It's kind of whatever. So, like, it's not going to be that super difficult. It won't take me, hopefully, like a whole week to finish. Maybe it does. Maybe we go next Sunday and I'm like, guys, I didn't even touch the lore video. I was too busy on this shit. But this is what I mean as far as like things that were just brushed under the rug. Look at all these things that I wanted to get done. And over a span of 4 months, 120 days, I haven't done any of them. A lot of it was me trying to figure out a good program, like a way of streaming. A lot of it had to do with me balancing everything. I get it. But now you see why it's like, for YouTube ain't the time that I could have used for this. And let's say I do all this. Let's say I add the starting soon screen. I add good interactions, a good background, my own music to it. I add like my own model and shit. How much better will those videos be once I add all the necessary things? I think they would be a lot better. Or at the very least, maybe a little bit. Alright. So I was thinking of potentially doing the starting soon screen today after this, but I'm tired. Which means my brain's going to be essentially not going to happen. So let's vibe. Let's play a nice vibey game, yeah? Let us survive. Do we want potion craft or do we want planet crafter? Planet crafter is ADHD the game, where you're just like number go up and then you get distracted by all that. And you're trying to work on that, you're trying to grow it, you're trying to do other things. Well, on Planet Crafter, we're at a point where we have a teleporter, right? So we can just go around and teleport everywhere. This would be time to get good feedback what y'all want to see more. But there's no one here. Oh right. Mow Astray. That was one of the games that was highly recommended to me. But I've installed it, but I've never played it. Oh. Oh yeah, no. This Mow Astray looks so good. That looks fun as hell. Oh yeah, no. We're definitely playing that. We are definitely playing that. But I keep on saying we're gonna, but I keep forgetting. Let's see here. How long does it take to play this game? Mow Astray. Time to beat. When focusing on the main objectives, Mow Astray is about 8 hours in length. If you're a gamer that strives to see all aspects of the game, you'll likely spend around 13 hours to obtain 100% completion. Fuck. Okay. Maybe we don't do Elden Ring and we do Mow. Do I really want to play Elden Ring? I keep pushing it off, man. I think it's because for Elden Ring, it's like once I start playing Elden Ring, I won't want to stop until I'm done. So I don't want anything else on the list to be like in the way. Damn it. Damn. I'm just sitting here going like, why did I have to find that? Now it's a maybe. What else would be good? Because my brain is mush. Bro, I'm so excited for August for Dredge, for the Dredge DLC. You have no idea. There's Dome Keeper. Nah, no Dome Keeper. No Dome Keeper. Farmer was replaced. I want to play the Farmer was replaced again, but my brain. That's not a game that we play with a mush brain. That is a game that we play with some good caffeine. There's also Pacific Drive. That's always really fun. I didn't play the Pal World update. But that's definitely not a 2-hour thing. Slime Rancher, that got an update. Let's see. Viscera cleanup detail. But I want to play that with friends. I don't want to play that with I don't want to play that solo. There was Void Train. That one's fun. VTube Studio, let's play that. No. Let's do... Oh. Oh, that's funny. I accidentally opened Potion Craft. Alright, we're doing Potion Craft, baby. Let's go. Hey, yo. There you are. And then... There we are. Hey. Potion Craft. Let me see something. If I look at Planet Crafter, there's so much more people watching Planet Crafter than Potion Craft. Let's do Planet Crafter. Let's leave it to the people. Let's see, let's see. There we go. Oh. There we go. And now we change. I know it's the silence is deafening. It's just you and me. What are we gonna do